Hello high-level elite community. My name is Vila and I am Austin's virtual intelligent language assistant. He let me know that he has spoke with many of you before this call and how excited he is. You all are about to learn step by step how to create an artificial intelligent chatbot that can be trained to answer questions for any business. A couple of things before we jump in. Many people have been asking if they get a snapshot with everything we will be covering. The answer is yes, and no, you do not have to pay for the snapshot. Austin will give you all the details on that very soon. The next thing is, for time purposes we will be holding all questions to the end. Please keep your microphones muted unless Austin specifically asks you to unmute yourself. Type yes in the chat or in the comments if you are cool with that. Now who is ready to get started? Type in the chat, "I'm ready," if you are ready. Without waiting any longer, this is my favorite part. Some call him a digital genius. Others say he is an automation expert. There is even a story going around that he is actually half robot. Now for the moment we have all been waiting for, the one that has brought us all together today. Austin Mariglia.
You guys, it is incredible what is happening on this planet right now, okay? So 2 days ago, I put together this, I'm going to go into my whole story, but I put together this AI chatbot and I was trying to keep it close to my chest. And someone said, "Hey, I'm doing something similar." And it kind of lit a fire under me because all of these people were like, "I'm interested." And I was like, screw that. I'm not going to keep it close to my chest. I want to share this with everybody. And that was when I scheduled this training to just show I'm going to show you guys step by step how I'm setting up this AI chatbot, and was able to put this together in a matter of 24 hours. This video, all of the landing pages, everything set up in 24 hours using AI. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys some of the tools and stuff that I'm using and how I'm setting up these AI bots. So if everyone's good, it looks like you're all ready. I am recording. And every single one of you will get a copy of the recording so this is how it all started. Okay. About 7-8 weeks ago, I decided, I was working with a sales organization and we were doing about 2 to 3 hours of sales training every single day. And then I would take probably about 6 or 7 sales calls a day. And the problem I was having was I couldn't remember like the word tracks. I couldn't remember, what the sales coach was saying. He was like, whenever they say this, you have to say this very specific thing. And he had 40 of these. If this is said, you have to say this very specific thing. Now, my brain's all over the place and I couldn't remember. So I started recording all of his word tracks and I kept this little file and I had it labeled like, if this is said, then say this. And in my head, I was like, man, this would be really awesome if I just had an AI chatbot that I could train all of these responses, and where if I just typed a question, it just gave me the response, the exact response I was looking for. And I knew it could be done. I just didn't know how to do it. And so I just went searching. I decided, I was going to keep this close to my chest. I was like, this is an amazing idea. I don't want to share this idea with anyone. And then I started sharing this idea with people and people started loving it. People were like, "Oh my gosh, I could help with this. I could do this. We could use it this way." And so for the last 7 weeks, I've been trying to figure out how do I attach ChatGPT and AI to a chatbot and train it to say exactly what I want it to say. A couple weeks ago, boom, I figured it out. And it took me a little bit. I was sitting in the back of a conference, I'm typing away, and all of a sudden I'm like, boom. And I figured out how to get it to respond, how to get it trained. Sean Clark, I actually ended up reaching out to Sean Clark, the CEO of High Level. And I said, "Hey, listen, man, this is what I'm trying to, I don't know who to reach out to." And so he connected me with a developer. And I'm going to introduce you guys to him at some point, but he's the one that developed this and put this all together. I started creating the pieces and I figured out how I'm going to sell it. The person that developed this, he's actually the one, some of the AI lead generation messaging with Go High Level. And again, I'll get into his story a little bit later. So this is what I did. All I wanted to be able to train an AI bot to be able to respond for me. Okay. And how that happened, I'm going to show you guys that I actually got it to work. All right. Can everybody see my screen? Give me a thumbs up if you guys can all see my screen. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. So if I go here, this is just how it works. Okay. One, the chatbot will actually be connected to a Facebook business page or an Instagram business page. Right here is the Emulator from Capri. And I'm going to show you all of the software. I'm going to go through step by step. I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of how I plan on selling this. Okay. So basically I can train my knowledge base on a spreadsheet and I can train it with exact responses that I want. Then with his name is Quentin, he's the developer, and he's actually attached ChatGPT and the old Da Vinci model and been able to give our chatbots logic now. So I trained it on solar questions. So now if I ask it any objection, the customer told me the price is too high. What should I say? So now if a rep gets hit with that objection and he's told, hey, the price is too high, it'll say, hey, I completely understand. And then they're supposed to go into, like the spiel about how solar is a hedge against inflation. What if they say they do not want to get into a contract? And so what I've done is I've pre-programmed responses in here. We will take care of that for you. What if they say they need to speak to their wife? Boom, I understand that it's important to discuss the decision with your spouse. When would be a good time? And so what it does is and then information that I don't have it trained on, how does solar work? It'll actually answer questions that I don't even have it trained on using logic, because we can train ChatGPT using prompts to basically tell it, hey, this is what I want you to act like. This is how I want you to behave. Okay. And so now it's going to give me solar works by converting sunlight into electricity through that. And then I could go, well, I want to start a belly button ring business. So what we do, can you help? We want to make sure that we put ChatGPT in kind of this box so that it doesn't start answering questions like, hey, how do I start a belly button ring business? Okay. And so that's when it will say, hey, sorry, I don't think I'm the best person to answer that for you. How can I assist you with your questions? Okay. So this is how it works inside of the emulator. And what I've actually done is attach this to Facebook, to a Facebook business page. Come on. To where any business could have their AI assistant attached to their business page, and anybody can ask it questions. Can you help me with solar questions? And there is a way to get the little dots to pop up, but that is how the customers, my customers, will interface with this. Because a lot of solar teams, they train all of their people and then they send their people out, and then their people are required to then remember all of this training and then go make sales, but they don't have access to the information while they're out in the field. And so what I wanted to do was give them access to the most important information that they were trained on while they're in the field, so they don't have to watch videos to remember their training, and they don't have to bother their managers over and over again answering repeat questions like, how do I respond to this? What do I say if this happens? What do I do if this happens? How should I explain this? It's all right inside of Vila. Vila is my virtual intelligent life optimizer chatbot. And so that's how it works. So what I did was I gave the chatbot a personality. Okay. I call it Vila, your virtual intelligent life optimizer and #1 AI word track assistant for sales teams. Schedule a demo. One of the things that happened when AI was released was I saw that this is going to be integrated into so many businesses. So right away, is anybody familiar with Billy Jean as marketing? He actually works with High Level. So I actually paid over $10,000 to join his AI program, where he's keeping me and a whole bunch of other people ahead in the AI world. And so from that training, I actually meet once a week. We have all these projects. It's pretty insane. And Sean Clark and Chase were actually on his live training the other day, and they were explaining how High Level and AI and everything that's going to be used. I'm going to get into all of that a little bit later. One of the ideas it gave me though was like, hey, I could just create something super simple using AI, and I can create a landing page and just set it up for people. And now it's an AI SaaS product. And so this is what I did. I gave Vila, my virtual intelligent life optimizer, #1 AI word track for assistant for sales teams, a personality. Okay. And then I created this.
In any sales organization,
Can you guys
time
hear
is
this?
money. But what happens when your sales reps cannot remember the information they were trained to say? Sales training can be overwhelming with hours of videos and live coaching. But even with quality training, this still leaves managers having to answer the same questions over and over. The problem is, there's only so much a sales rep can remember at once, and valuable time wasted searching for answers. But what if there was a solution? Meet Vila, your sales team's AI word track assistant. Vilo can be trained on your team's exact word tracks, frequent asked questions, and other important information, so sales reps no longer have to waste time searching for information or asking for help. Vilo provides instant answers to repeat questions, freeing up time for your team to focus on closing deals. And with Vilo, you don't have to worry about the telephone game effect, where information changes as it's passed from person to person. Vilo always has the right information and never forgets. So if you want to save time and improve your sales team's performance, try Vilo, the #1 AI word track assistant for sales professionals. The answer to your problems. Ask Vilo.
So you guys now know what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, that it actually works, and what my idea is behind it. I've shown this to many people, and the second I show this to people that an AI bot can be trained as a business's personal assistant, it can answer any question you train it with, and you can keep it inside of that box. I told this to a 73-year-old man that owns 2 businesses on an airplane, and immediately in 20 minutes, he was like, oh my gosh, my business could use it for this. My business could use it for this. Does anybody, are there any other ideas? Does anybody have any ideas how you would personally use this in your business or for a customer? Anybody? Lead qualification. Yep. Is that you, Novi, in there helping me out? Support, Jason. Oh, Jason's in here. What's up, Jason? Yes, support, market research. So support's a huge one. Right now, Vilo, I have it set up to where I want it to say very specific answers. I want answers to be repeated word for word. Like when I was in solar, if I walked up to a customer and they told me, hey, and I was like, knock, hey, do you want solar? And they said, hey, I'm not interested. I would look at them and I would say, well, that's exactly why I'm here. Of course you're not interested. If you were interested, you'd have solar panels on your roof. And I don't talk to people with panels on their roof. Can we talk about how we could get you some? And I would say that word track every single time. But when I tried to get people to repeat it, they would say their own damn thing, or they would go talk to another manager that would say, don't say it that way, say it this way. And in the sales organization, everyone would start to have different ways of saying it. So when it comes to things like support, when someone has a question of this is how I want my business to run, they can type it in and boom, they get an instant answer and they don't have to flip through a book or anything. So these are all great ideas: knowledge base, market research, support, lead qualification. We'll get into that because how this was built was for generating leads. And I'm going to show you right now the gold. Are you all ready? Michelle, you are not too late because we're jumping into the goodies right now. Okay. So this right here is what we're going to do, what I'm going to do the training off of today. Okay. This is a step-by-step written version, and you will all get access to this 100%. If you want to follow along. Okay, so check this out. This is how this was first set up. This was first set up to be a business's personal assistant. Okay, and these right here are assistant prompts. This right here is the gold. These paragraphs are what basically puts, I don't want to say puts ChatGPT in a cage, but it's like a wild horse running around, and you want the wild horse to do something, you got to put it in a corral. So these prompts basically corral your assistant to behave and think in the way that you want, because ChatGPT and OpenAI, it has infinite knowledge. And if what is the color blue? You want to be able to give it a little context. Does that mean, what is the color blue with houses? Was that with hair color? Is that with nail color? And so these prompts right here that you have access to is what basically gives your assistant a personality. So if you work with chiropractors, you right now have everything you need to do. You have everything you need to set up an AI chatbot for chiropractors. You have it for real estate individuals, real estate individual agents, real estate brokerages, buyers, dental assistants, fitness, life insurance, HVAC. So you have the personality type for all of those different people. I don't know does anybody work with any of these niches? Does anybody know how to teach me how to say that word? Just kidding. All right. So next thing is we're going to go down, and these are the steps. So does everyone in here have a Go High Level account? High Level, yes. Okay, so you do need an active High Level account. If you do not have an active High Level account, I can hook you up with a 14-day trial. I do throw in some bonuses, but you cannot have had a high level account. You will also need an account to Capri. Okay. Capri is the software that makes this all work. All right. This is Capri right here, where you have access to be able to set up your settings for. So if some of you remember Dialogflow for high level, that's this guy, Quentin, the guy that was doing Dialogflow. Okay. And then you can set up, you need your open API key. You will need an account with openai.com because you will need an OpenAI API key for this. Does that all make sense to everyone? Okay. So step one, you need a high level account. Step two, you will need access to Capri, which I talked to Quentin. There is a 14-day trial for Capri. And he also added for you guys a coupon code that's 25% off. Capri does cost $97 a month. You can hook up 3 sub accounts. And then if you plan on becoming a reseller, like if you want to actually use this as an agency and have unlimited accounts, I think there's a different price. For the record, I am not a reseller of Capri. I am not making any commission or anything doing this. I'm just teaching people how to set up AI chatbots. So you will need that. You will need the high level Capri, and then we set you up with a spreadsheet. You also need access to a Google spreadsheet, and that is it. So the first step is, once you have all of that set up, it starts to get really easy. Okay. And I'm just going to go through this, and then I'll actually go inside and show you inside of high level, it all set up. Okay. So the very first thing I do is I have my high level account, and then I set up my Capri account. So when I set up my Capri account, this is exactly what it's going to look like the very first time I log in. Okay. I have to log into my high level account. Then I log into my Capri account, and then boom, it's going to take me to this. I'm going to want to pick which account that I'm setting up. Boom. So now, once you have that set up, once you have your Capri set up and it's all connected, then you're going to want to create a spreadsheet. Okay. You will need to have this spreadsheet. It needs to be accessible to, you need to have share. Anybody that has the link can have it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go here to this page, and you're going to add, there's a link that you need to add to the spreadsheet. It's on here somewhere. This right here. You need to add this account to the spreadsheet. Okay, super simple. So boom, once I have that, where this can now read the spreadsheet, I have the spreadsheet, I have Capri connected, I have everything connected. Then I need to go, hi Vila, I need to go to my OpenAI account, not ChatGPT, but my OpenAI account, and platform.openai.com. You create an account. You can use the credits that they give to you. Okay. And it's free. I think they give you like $18. I've been using this for a couple of weeks now, and I still have not used all of my free credits. The cool thing is that Quentin set up is before we were using the old DaVinci model, and DaVinci was a little bit more expensive, but then he was able to integrate ChatGPT 3.5, which is a little bit cheaper. So you'll see that the cost per use goes down. For those of you that don't know much about openai.com, ChatGPT, even though it's free, it's not free to them. Every time you submit an inquiry or a question or a query or something like that, there's like pennies or fractions of pennies that get charged. So when you start to integrate OpenAI into your account, it's kind of like Twilio fees, except much less than Twilio fees. So I've had people blowing up my chatbots, and you'll see this day I spent 7 cents, this day 17, this day 35 cents. This day was when I was testing everything. I was blowing that thing up. So you go here, you go to your OpenAI API keys, you create a new API key, and I would save it somewhere. Okay. So step one, you get a high level account. Step two, you start your account with Capri.ai. Step three, you set up a spreadsheet. Step four, you add that link that's on that document onto your spreadsheet. Step five, you have to come over here and you need to create a new secret API key. Do not ever give that API key to someone, because if you do, they can then use your open API key to connect with ChatGPT. So once you have all of that done, this becomes as simple as creating a webhook. Okay. This right here, this paper looks very intimidating. And here's a little hack for you. I'm a visual learner, and this right here just looked like a lot. So what I did was I copied everything in this and then I pasted it in ChatGPT and I said, could you please give me a step-by-step checklist like I was a third grader? And it literally wrote out step 1, create a GHL account, step 2. And so it was very helpful for me. So once you have all of that connected, you're going to go to high level and you're going to create a workflow. All right, there we go. Okay. So once you have everything connected, this is it. This is it right here. Okay. This is that big, scary paper that you all looked at, is this webhook. You create a webhook, and the very first thing that you're going to do is obviously name your webhook if you want to. It needs to say post. Then the URL needs to say this, systems.capri.us.gpt3. That is on this paper. Okay. It's in these instructions somewhere in the top here that you need to, oh, right here, boom, right here. Once it says from there, you need to go to the workflow, add this. So you go over, you add that to your workflow right there, boom. Then your prompt, okay? Your prompt is whatever you need your assistant to be. This is going to fire to OpenAPI. This is going to fire to OpenAI, and this is going to tell OpenAI what it is, how it is that you want your assistant to respond. Now, if you want your assistant to respond with logic, and it's not just pushing for an appointment, these right here, all of these assistants are really, these are just question answer. These are going to answer a whole lot of questions, and these are going to be very friendly. Now, when you want it to be a little bit more conversational, how to make it conversational, the prompt that you're going to use is this prompt down here. And this is something that you can adjust, you can tweak, but it says, if the contact asks any questions, answer to the best of your ability. If the answer cannot be found in the following set of questions, answer with, I'm not entirely sure about that. Do not answer any questions you were not directly asked to by a contact. Once you've established the basic outline of your project, your goal is to schedule an appointment, date, and time with the contact in the initial meeting. This meeting is totally free and will be with a member of our solutions team and walk them through the next steps of the contact. Do not answer questions that are not relevant to the service we provide. Once the contact has established a day and a time or a few time slots of availability that our time can choose from, you will hand over the conversation to one of our team confirmation. Do not book any meeting unless a day and time is established, at least a phone number and email with each contact. So the bot, when you give it that prompt, behaves just like that. As it starts to pull information, it will then ask at certain points, like, hey, do you want to just set up an appointment? The coolest thing is Quentin right now is actually developing where Capri and this AI is going to be able to read your calendar, and it's going to be able to schedule appointments based on the availability on your calendar. That's coming soon. But as of right now, what it will do is it will collect an email address and a phone number. It will set a date and time. And then once all of that is collected and set, it will then push you a notification saying, hey, you need to reach out to this person, or hey, there's an appointment scheduled at this time. Does that all make sense? Okay. So that's the prompt that I took. Now, I wanted my bot right now, the one for the solar teams, I just wanted it to answer questions. I did not want it trying to schedule an appointment with solar reps. So I basically I removed, where it says this right here. Your goal is, I just changed this. Your goal is, and I put your goal is to answer questions based on the solar industry. And then that's it. And then you guys get to actually choose right inside of the spreadsheet. Oh, done. Right inside of the spreadsheet, how you want it to answer certain questions. Okay. You could even say, what happens if it says, I'm an AI bot? Are you a bot? You can have it respond to that. Going back to high level. So boom. So that is the prompt side of it. There needs to be no spaces in here. You cannot, if you put prompt and then you add a space, the whole thing breaks. Okay. So it needs to look just like this. And this is all right here in the paperwork. So you guys, if you want to screenshot it, you can, but so the prompt is going to be your prompt. Yes, the entire paragraph. Okay. You could have 3 paragraphs in there, depending on how detailed you want to train your assistant. This is a real live person that can answer all of your questions for you. However much details you want to give it, you just give it to that, just like you would train your normal assistant. Okay. Then model type, I would keep it at ChatGPT. It's the smarter one. You do have the option for DaVinci. In the papers, it's going to say DaVinci. But I would recommend, now that has the ability to do ChatGPT, to put that in there. Okay. Temperature. what temperature is this controls the creativity of the AI. Okay. So you want to keep this below, I think it says in there below a 0.2. So if I turned this up to 0.8 or something, or 1, I could ask an answer and it might even throw like calculus and algebra in there for the response. And we don't want that. So the temperature controls the creativity. Max length will control how long the answers are. So we keep it between, 200, 250, 180, just because you don't want super long answers, because, the longer the answers, you are getting charged a little bit more. And so it starts to add up. And then the presence type, I'm not 100% sure exactly what that is. And I think it goes into detail on the paper, what that does. There is the ability to shut it down based on how many inquiries someone has submitted, so that one person can't just continually ask over and over again questions. There is also a way to create a penalty for the bot, which the frequency penalty. So basically what that does is, if you give it a frequency penalty, let's say I ask the question, what do I say if they ask me how does solar work? It will give me one answer the first time, and it might give me a similar answer the second time. But after 2 times, it's going to rephrase its entire answer, because I don't want it repeating the same thing over and over again, because then it just sounds like a robot. Does that make sense? So that stuff's a little more advanced. And then there's obviously the handoff prompt, where you can prompt it based on how many certain actions happen to then get passed off to a real human. Okay. I don't have any of that set up inside of here, but all you do is you add additional items here, and then you can add that. So then task, I set the task to respond. Okay. This can be set up to do outbound lead generation. And when it is set up to do outbound, you would change this to outbound. Okay. I'm not going to get too many details into that because it's a little more advanced and it is on this paper. Okay. Now, then knowledge, what we do is, because you now have a spreadsheet with your knowledge base, you're going to come over here to your spreadsheet. You're not going to use the share link. Okay. You're going to grab this link right here at the top. You're going to hit copy. Then you're going to come back over here and you're going to put that in the knowledge. You're going to hit paste. Then you're going to hit save. And then key is where you're going to go to the open API. Hi, Vila. You're going to create your API key. You're going to copy that. You're going to come back over here, you hit key, and you're going to hit paste. Then you're going to hit save action. Okay. Everybody with me so far? Anybody's brains feel like they're melting? Awesome. I'm going to take that as a yes. My brain's melting. Anish, this is from Michelle. Any idea when this will update for 4.0? Great question. We'll get into that. Trust me, I'm already asking. I have 4.0 version. It's the same thing. Oh, okay. So you have access to GPT Plus, Michelle. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Yes. So right now, I think if you have, do you have an open API account, paid account, where you have access to their 4.0 API? Do you know? So if you, so I'll just answer the question this way. If you have access to the 4.0 API key, which there's a wait list for, then you could set this up with 4.0. But as of right now, it's going to use 3.5, and it's still really smart, but we're going to be on top of that, and I'll let you know when that comes out. Okay. So first step, got to have a high level account. Second step, you got to have the Capri AI account. Third step, getting an open AI. Fourth step, getting a spreadsheet. Fifth step, coming in here, creating a webhook, setting it up just like this, creating your prompt, adding what model type, choosing the temperature, max length, presence, task to respond, add your knowledge base, add your API key, and then make sure this URL is from the sheet that I showed you. Once that's set up, we're going to hit save action. We're going to hit save. And then now we need to set up the triggers. Okay. Now this is the goal. This is what's awesome. Okay. Is because of high level, you could really set up all kinds of triggers. I'm going to test this inbound webhook right here, because I know somehow I can have a chat widget bubble that's on someone's page that's just interacting with my bot. As of right now, I can set it up through Facebook, Instagram, and I could put that chatbot widget on someone's page, which is a win-win because then people communicate with their chatbot widget from Facebook, and they're also opting into their Facebook business page, which is a win-win. So this becomes not only access to quick information, but this also gives the business owner a reason to then tell people, hey, opt into my Facebook business page messenger because you'll get to chat with my AI bot. So it's now giving them a lead magnet to get to people to opt in to their Facebook Messenger. Does that make sense? And then, yeah. And so setting up the trigger is super easy. One trigger I have is customer replied Facebook channel, Facebook Messenger. That's it. If I have my Facebook page integrated into this sub account and I'm logged in with Facebook, all I have to do is hit reply channel, Facebook Messenger. If I want to set some parameters, anybody familiar with ManyChat? This is going to destroy ManyChat, okay? Because now I can put all of the things that I would have to create separate bubbles for ManyChat to do. I can create them all inside of a spreadsheet. And then I can use filters to say, to do customer replied channel or customer replied contains phrase. Does this click for anybody yet? Now I can create triggers, contain phrase, and I could say contain phrase that says, get started. Boom. So now I could tell people, hey, just reach out to me, just type get started, or you can actually have your prompt from Facebook Messenger. That is that automatic prompt that prompts people to opt in. So you no longer need ManyChat. This gets rid of Many, and it's way smarter. So that's how I set it up. But I set it up that, what did I set it up as? Contains phrase, get started. Let's just do cancel. Okay, so I set it up to no matter what, if anybody replies to my Facebook Messenger, it activates my bot. Then the second one I have it is reply channel SMS. If anybody messages the cell phone number that I have set up, it then activates the bot. So yes, you can set this up to a phone number where if they text a phone number, boom, your bot's activated. Okay. That is step-by-step how to set up an AI chatbot, like start to finish. It is that simple. You do not have to create an elaborate workflow. I've seen other people inside of High Level creating like these massive workflows. You can now make this smarter, where this is the basic. This is how to set it up basic, how to get it responding based on your logic base. This right here, you could sell as a $1,000, $1,500 product, $2,000 setup fee for a $500 a month, whatever fee, management fee. So that is literally step-by-step how you can create an artificial intelligence chatbot, use it for yourself, for your own business, or use this as a product and create your own AI SaaS product, your AI software as service. Literally, the call that I was on with Sean Clark and Chase blew me away what they are doing. Everyone's going to be able to offer an AI SaaS product, whether it's an AI chatbot or whether it's anything. The reason I like this is because this can help. This is helping me. Vila is being built out. I'm going to be like Tony Stark, where I go, hey, Vila, can you send an email to Michelle? She asked me if she could hire me, and I want to let her know, exactly how that works. Can you send that email? And boom, Vila is going to send an email of exactly what it's like, because I'm going to have it trained on how to do that. Can you imagine what that takes off of your plate when you say, my brother just hey, Vila, my brother just texted me. Can you let him know that I'm on a business call? Boom. Thank you. Hey, Vila, I need to build out a landing page for my new product. I just put all the text on all the copy. Can you build out a landing page for me? That is literally where we're going with all of this. With GPT-4, you can now give GPT-4 a prompt. I mean, for those of you that don't know a whole bunch about ChatGPT, and that I'm not lying to you, I build landing pages and would like a chatbot widget. Can you write me the HTML and CS that I would need? So not only do I have something that can do a bunch of stuff and actually automate some of my things as an assistant, but now I have a freaking developer that, hey, I just want you to write the HTML and CS so that I can just do this myself. Let's say I have a developer that says, hey, this is how long it's going to take. I can then double check their work and say, hey, ChatGPT, this is the code they sent me. Is there any malicious information on here? Can I run this on my computer? Can you actually check to make sure that this code that they gave me is legit? I can use it to do all kinds of things. The people on my call, their minds are blown. What do I talk about next? It depends on the call. Follow up with any questions, discuss the next steps, share additional resources, brainstorming. So with that said, I'm going to take ChatGPT's suggestion number 1, and I'm just going to open up to any questions. Does that sound good? Any questions? Eric says, for the knowledge base, do you sit with the business owners to create the knowledge base for their business in specific? Yes, you will need to have a training call with them. And this is how I word it. Okay. And this is why it's all in all of my copy. You're going to want to train your AI assistant just like you would train any normal assistant with great detail. The great thing is you only need to train it once, and Vilo never forgets. That is my word track. So they go, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Cool. When would you like to train it? And so what I do is I send over a whole bunch of questions, like general questions, generic questions that businesses might want. Put them on a spreadsheet. I go, answer this. So questions like, how late are you open? What happens if this happens? And then I give them a bunch of questions they can answer. Then I also created a form, like a survey, that gives them the ability to write a question, write an answer, submit. Write a question, write an answer, submit. And then they could write a question, write an answer. They could even, if you want, you could give them a blank spreadsheet and have them just fill it out. Question, answer, question, answer, question, answer, or do a form. And we're working on new ways that they can interface, where at one point they will be able to just upload a full document and it'll pull questions and answers out of that. That's what we're working on right now. Can you trigger a response that contains a link? Yes. If you put a link in your database, it will push a link to the database, will give a word for word answer. Now, I promised all of you that this was not a sales pitch and I wasn't going to pitch you. I had multiple people message me and they said, hey, what are you selling? And I said, I'm not selling anything. This is strictly for information purposes. And they said, no, really, what are you selling? I will buy it from you. And I said, well, listen, I'm not selling anything. I'm not creating an offer. And then I had another person ask me, hey, what are you selling? I want to buy it. And then another person said, hey, can I hire you? So what I did was I ended up creating an offer because people were asking for it. So if it's okay with you, I will share with you guys what I put together for this. Is that okay with you guys?
Go for it.
Go for it. Awesome. So there's a couple of things that are going to be needed. One, I have 2 types of people. I have the people that do not want to do any of this and they just want to get it set up for them. I have that option. There are people that want help setting this up and going through a step-by-step process. I have that option. So what I did was I'm calling it the AI Accelerator Program. So all of you are inside of my Go High Level Elite Facebook group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I'll be doing is I will be creating a completely separate Facebook group where I will be doing a 1 hour a week live office hours call for people that have questions related to AI and high level. Okay. That is going to be the one live call. Then I'm going to be doing a second live call, which I am calling AI plus GHL, where I will be bringing on other GHL experts to show you how they are using AI to actually grow their business. I'm going to be going over the tools that I've been learning inside of Billy Jean's course, tools like the one that I showed you, Movio, how to create those avatar videos, how to automate different things using AI. That's what I will be doing. Now, it's definitely not going to be for everyone. If you go to www.highleveleLite.com/chatbot offer, I'm going to put the link right here.
Thank you.
Boom. Those are the options I have. If you guys want to do this for free, just stay in my high level group, ask questions. I'm still willing to help them. The Accelerator Program is going to be for people that just want to be a part of a tight-knit community of people that are going to be using AI to grow their business. And week 1, we're going to get your AI assistant set up, functioning properly. Week 2, we're going to go over how to create your own avatar VA videos. Week 3, we're going to go into some other very interesting, like one of them is called Steve.ai, where you can create videos just from words. You upload a script and boom, it creates you a sales video.